Because I feel like it wants to come deeper down. What I want to see is maybe a nice head and shoulders that formulate. So I'm waiting for this thing to come down here and then get maybe a little bit of a lower. If I can get a lower shoulder here, I'm gonna use that shoulder to attempt to push through. So there's gonna be two things that happen here. Either the double bottom, this double bottom needs to take us up higher. And if it stops, say for instance, somewhere right around here, and it can't get through, then we could look for the short down. So you got two options you could take if we stall here, which is the first option is your double bottom. The next option will be to wait patiently for a pullback and a failure of that double bottom to push higher, and then a short opportunity lower.
So I have a question just for me to get an idea. I scratched a trade. So it bounced down to like the 46.50, right? But then that's not enough candles to tell me that it wants to go up, correct? Like I should have
Oh,
waited for it.
this over here,
Yeah,
this
let me
should
go.
be your double bottom for the long.
So I took the long, you see, like, okay, you have the first candle went up, came down, and then went in again. But then I got scared and I scratched it for plus 2 ticks. So it's okay. But that wasn't too many candles for me to think like, oh no, it's gonna go up now, right? Like I should have waited for maybe like 3 green and then come back down to retest.
This to me would be way more than enough for me to
To
consider
take them.
consider
Okay.
it a long.
Okay.
And it has to do with everything back here
Okay.
on the left, that this should have very little chance of getting right through and just falling through. So as it
Okay.
rotates at this area, that should be your long back up. For those who want the short side, they're
Mhm.
waiting for this long to get back up here to fail somewhere right around this area between these two areas here, because this double bottom needs to push us and extend it higher. If it fails to do that, then the short
Mhm.
side's going to come in and then dump us deeper. All right. So you take both sides. It's just a matter of what you're comfortable with, and just in this general area, this two rotations down should give you a nice long opportunity up. So that's where that's exactly where your double bottom needs to be, right there.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I took it, but I scratched it because I don't think it had enough momentum to.
To push it up.
Yeah.
Well, one thing you want to do with trades is you want to learn to get comfortable with taking the trades that you're setting yourself up for. All right. What that means is that, yeah, like you see 72, nice short area to come back to. Why do you see 72 to 74, nice short area to come back to the short?
Because my resistance was 66, really. And then
Mhm.
that's like an overshoot of it to form, you know what I mean? Like we see that all the time. That's how a head and shoulders happens.
Right,
So
right.
that
So,
was my thought on it.
right, you're anticipating like this is probably gonna dump deeper. You're anticipating some type of pattern setup
Mhm.
based off of that resistance level, right?
Mhm.
So like here we're anticipating this area here to be a decent, not that it's gonna fly up, but that it's gonna be a decent long up for at least 2 points because it's trying
Mhm.
to get that pullback for the continuation lower, right?
Mhm.
We we notice that because it's breaking higher areas of support and we're looking for that head and shoulders. The better shoulder would be the one underneath to continue us lower. That makes sense?
Mhm. Mhm.
So that's, that would be the better idea of the shoulder short. But I like the short side because we broke this prior support at those 61 60s. I would have just rather maybe a deeper pullback here and then a flush down. But I said like formulate the trades based off of like pattern movement and then learn to trust that okay, I'm formulating a long because of the double bottom. I might as well let this try to get up my 2 points. Or I'm formulating short because of the double top or the head and shoulders. Gotta let that trade learn to run, right? Because it keeps you patient in between, and it gives you the opportunity to learn to trust your trades based off of what you're seeing in the chart.